What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today we are playing the Calyrex team that I built as part of my 10 rental teams for the month. If you haven't, make sure you check it out already. There is a contest for people to win some shinies, and one of the easiest ways to enter is to comment on this video. So a little bit about the team. I know I did talk about it more in that video, but just a quick summary is the main idea is we want to use Calyrex kind of as our main offensive option, right? Where it has big Astral Barrage, Expanding Force, and one thing that's a little bit unique is Draining Kiss. I just felt like Draining Kiss really helps against certain matchups, and also that recovery can come in handy, especially with Life Orb. We do have a more defensive Urshifu. I noticed that there is a trend for Water Urshifu to start being a lot more defensive, and so this kind of mirrors that style where there's a lot of bulk in physical defense as opposed to special. And so I actually do feel really good about this version of Urshifu. I think having that flexibility and the ability to take hits a little bit better is definitely appreciated. We also do have this Assault Vest Regieleki. This is something I saw on Osiris's videos, and it is really a great option for dealing with problematic Kyogres. Next up, we have Weezing. Weezing is something I used alongside with Calyrex in Series 8, and I think it is a really powerful option, mainly just due to the fact that neutralizing gas does not stop as one. So you're able to get into really strong positions of boosting Calyrex without really having too many risks of running something like the neutralizing gas. Very standard set. Swampert offers really good support with Wide Guard as well as Yawn. High Horsepower and Liquidation are just really great physical options. And finally, we do have Volcarona. This is based off the set made by Joe UX9, I think at the beginning when Series 10 was first announced. The only variation to that is that we run a Rocky Helmet over a Citrus Berry. So we do lose the guaranteed survival of our Shifu Water's Surging Strike, but I think the amount of damage that you're capable of doing with Rocky Helmet versus things like Incineroar was just too good to give up. And we do have a lot of good options for our Shifu Water, so I wasn't actually too concerned. So the rental is included. Obviously, the link to my 5 teams will be in the description, and if you haven't checked it out already, also make sure to check out my podcast, always plugging. But yeah, with that, let's just hop into the first game. All right, battle number 1, and this is hard Trick Room. It is Shuckle, Chansey, Indeedee, Calyrex with Oranguru, and Stakataka. How do I answer this? Weezing is big. Weezing has Taunt. So we want to bring Weezing. Could bring Urshifu. Urshifu I think is super valuable as well. We have Redirection with Indeedee. We bring Calyrex. Calyrex honestly doesn't really do that much. Probably Volcarona. Volcarona does have the Rocky Helmet as well as Flame Body, so we do have the potential to inflict burn, which I think is going to be actually relevant. The issue obviously is going to be Stakataka. I do expect to see like Indeedee Oranguru, right? We are going to see, yep, we see Indeedee Oranguru. But what's nice is, oh, Indeedee actually stops. I say we still go for the taunt onto Oranguru as well as a Wicked Blow, right? Because this is just going to give us the best chance of damage. We obviously can threaten Will-O-Wisp onto the Calyrex, so that's really nice. Volcarona has a pretty favorable matchup just due to its natural physical bulk, and we should have pretty... Yeah, we do have a ton of physical bulk with HP, so we are in pretty good position. Wicked Blow, I would love to pick up the knockout, but I'm expecting... Are you not sashed? Oh, that's huge. Indeedee not being sashed is huge, because now we're able to taunt onto the Oranguru, and that means that the Oranguru can't use Trick Room. Okay. Nice. Okay. Definitely was a little worried, because I was like, okay, we can't stop it, but what, you bring out... Oh, Shuckle. Interesting. We can taunt onto the Shuckle to stop any sort of silly shenanigans. and go for a Wicked Blow onto a Rangaroo. And I think if we stop Shuckle from setting up, puts us in a really good position overall. We are going to see the swap out into Chansey. So no Calyrex at all, which I think makes sense. We are going to get obviously a good amount of damage, good amount with this Wicked Blow, as we do get the taunt successfully off into the Shuckle, and I think we can also then go for a taunt. Oh, Mental Herb. We want to taunt into Chansey. We definitely want to taunt here to stop Minimize, and then just try and get as much damage off as possible. Right, we do have Volcarona, and Chansey's main source of damage is going to be, obviously, we should be in range of picking up a KO with one more close combat, and especially because of the fact that we are stopping a Minimize, they can't really go for recovery or any sort of relevant damage, as they do go for a Seismic Toss into Weezing. Not the biggest deal. Weezing is going, or Shuckle is going to go for a Toxic, so that's really good to know. So we can just safely taunt the Shuckle as well as go for a close combat into this Chansey. And I think we should be in range of KOing Chansey from here. If not, like, it is just going to go for another Seismic Toss and makes sense. Yeah, cancel the battle. Just because I think Chansey Shuckle just isn't really as threatening in this format, because you do have so many hard hitters, and Weezing especially just completely able to shut down that strategy. So overall, really good first game, and let's just, yeah, keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, next battle. Interesting. It is a Lunala team. So it is Lunala Pikachu. Interesting. Pelipper with a Jellicent, Charjabug, and Kartana. Volcarona is obviously really big. So is Urshifu. Urshifu has very good damage into a lot of things. I like Regieleki as a lead. Regieleki with Urshifu. Oh, because Charjabug or Pikachu gets Lightning Rod. I could do Urshifu Calyrex with Volcarona. What do I want in the back? Volk is great for Kartana. Wide Guard is a thing on Lunala primarily. Weezing is nice. Regieleki. Swampert? Swampert does. I'm remembering Regieleki in the back. I think it is a questionable choice. But I think having that option is really going to be vital. Weezing, I think Weezing is actually really nice because it does stop Prism Armor on the Lunala, but at the same time we do have an Urshifu, so it's like not super scary, as we are going to see Pikachu Pelipper, right? Okay, so this makes sense, right? You want to be able to just go for a safe Tailwind, and so what I want to do is, oh, Pikachu gets Fake Out. Pikachu what? Fakes out into Urshifu. And we Astrobra, or you could Nuzzle. There are so many, like, there's so many things that my opponent can do. Wicked Blow, and Expanding Force into Pelipper. I'm gonna double up into Pelipper. We are gonna see the Fake Out come out into Urshifu. Not the scariest thing in the world, as we will hit off this expand. We could have just gone for an Astro Barrage, as yet we are going to see the Pelipper have the Focus Sash, which means that they are going to be able to set up the Tailwind pretty freely. And now what? I don't know if Pikachu will actually outspeed. Pelipper can go for a very safe Hurricane. So I want to bring out Regieleki into that slot and then go for another Expanding Force and a Pikachu. This is tricky. What's nice about this Aleki is we do have Extreme Speed as a result of having the Assault Vest. So we do have a way to still deal damage, as we do see a Thunder come out. Okay, so I actually did not expect to see Pikachu be that fast, and I did not expect Thunder to do that much damage. As yep, it makes sense. We do see the Hurricane come out. We know the Sash is not on Pikachu. It definitely has a Violite, and so we managed to pick up the knockout there, which is really huge, right? Because now we can immediately threaten a knockout onto Pelipper with an electric move where it no longer has recovery. We do still have one more hit with Calyrex, but given circumstance, don't really see how that is going to be super feasible. Lunala does have access to Wide Guard, so that's something, but we do have our Shifu for that. We are going to see Jellicent. I want to just Thunderbolt into Jellicent and go for I could drain it. No. Let's go for Protect. I don't know what Jellicent is trying to do here. I'm very curious. We are going to see the Scald come out into Aleki. Whew. Wow, that was that was a lot. And this Water Spout, unfortunately, is going to be able to pick up the knockout. Yeah, wow, I did not... We do have... Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Oops. This is the last turn of Tailwind. Okay, so this is actually fine, right? We protect Volcarona, and we just click Astro Barrage. I don't expect it to do anything, but this gives us a free switch-in into her Shifu. And then Volcarona should be able to outspeed... Volcarona can outspeed the Jellicent, so we can get big damage onto it there. And so this is an okay position, right? What is Pelipper's speed? Oh, I don't have a Sash anymore. Pelipper, Cerebi. Come on, Pelipper. What is your max speed? Does Volcarona outspeed you? Max speed of Pelipper is 128. Volcarona, please have 129. Volcarona's speed is 124. So unfortunately, this Jellicent will outspeed my... So what we do is we have to do that, and we have to Wicked Blow into Pelipper. Yeah, I mean, our Shifu goes first anyway. So that is going to probably cost us the game. I didn't even really consider Jellicent as a relevant threat, right? I was like, oh, it's fine. We will get the Struggle Bug off. I'm hoping with the special attack drop and the tiny chip, we can at least survive. I mean, we're not going to survive a Water Spout, right? We do. Okay, both of us survive. The rain is going to stop. Lunala is going to come out, but yeah, because now how do we beat both Lunala and a Jellicent? We Rage Powder Volcarona, and we Wicked Blow the Jellicent, causing what? Moongeist Beam into Volcarona. And then we can... Oh, wow. I did not expect Volcarona is, or Lunala is faster than Urshifu? We have Sucker Punch, but I think because it has Prism Armor, we won't be able to, and I don't think we unfortunately pick up, we should pick up this knockout, right? We are going to pick up the knockout here, but I think, like I said, due to the fact that they do have that Marvel scale, I think unless we, barring a crit, we should not be able to pick up this knockout, right? I mean, it is ×4. It is going to be stab super effective, but oh yeah, with the berry too, this is going to do like a 4th. It still does half, which is oh, because we got the crit. I was going to say that's a really impressive damage, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pick up this one as they are going to finish us off with Moongeist Beam. I guess, yeah, I called a lot of turns wrong with that Pikachu, which really put us in an awkward spot, and I also did not expect Pikachu to outspeed, but I feel like it makes sense, right? Pikachu is actually fairly fast, Raichu is very fast, and I really underestimated what it could do. But overall, really good game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, looking at our next game, it is a Kyogre team, right? We have Kyogre, Whimsicott with an Amoonguss, Urshifu, a Rillaboom, and a Regieleki. So Weezing is a really good option. Weezing, obviously, stopping abilities is huge. We do have to be very cognizant of the Urshifu. We do have Volcarona. Actually, no. Our safest lead is Regieleki next to Weezing. We want to bring Calyrex in the back, and then Volcarona is tempting. We have Swampert. Bringing Swampert though means we are very, very weak to Rillaboom, right? Because it can deal with Regieleki as well as Calyrex. But at the same time, like, Swampert has Wide Guard for Kyogre. It also doesn't really deal into Amoonguss. So I think Volcarona is actually a better option. It does have to worry about Kyogre, but Volcarona deals really well with Amoonguss. It obviously deals well with Whimsicott, deals well with Rillaboom in multiple ways. It can deal well with Urshifu, depending on if we are able to get the burn. But let's see, right? I think knowing that Aleki can survive a Water Spout, especially outside of the rain, is really huge. As the leads we are going to see Whimsicott next to Rillaboom. And so what this tells me is you want to just go for a pretty safe Tailwind. We can, we swap out into Volcarona here, and you're probably going to fake out into, what is it called? You're probably going to fake out into Weezing. But I still want to try and go for it with the assumption that you don't. We obviously will threaten a lot of damage with Volcarona as a result of the switch, and more importantly, we can go for a Struggle Bug as opposed to a Heat Wave. So in the event that you switch out Kyogre, we are in a good position. We are going to see actually no fake out, so it is going to be a Wood Hammer into Volcarona. Volcarona takes that super, super comfortably, which is incredibly great. We are going to get Rocky Helmet Chip as well as Recoil, as we do get the Taunt Off into the Whimsicott, which is fine. It really only has Moonblast as an option. I do like Struggle Bug. Like I said, in the event we do see a Kyogre switch in, I want to make sure we can try and limit the amount of damage that the Water Spout can do. Obviously, it not being in the rain is really going to be beneficial for us as well. And then it's going to be just this game of, can we stall out the Tailwind turns enough to the point where basically, yeah, if we can stall out Tailwind turns, I feel like we're in a really good spot, especially because of the fact that Volcarona is able to deal with two of their Pokemon really well. We are going to see the switch. I do expect to see a Kyogre come in, and yeah, it is a Kyogre. So this is huge for us, as we are going to be able to did a lot more than I would have liked, but we are going to be able to get the Kyogre down to -1. As wow, that is a ton onto, oh, because it's a critical hit. But we are getting a special attack drop, which I think is super important. we do also get a Sludge Bomb. A Poison would be lovely. Survey says no poison. I say we go for another Struggle Bug as well as a Protect. I do want to try and preserve Weezing for as long as possible. Being able to bring out Regieleki, I think, next to it would be really great. We are going to see the Rillaboom swap out, which, interesting choice. I think it makes sense. Whimsicott is going to come back in. And I think you really do want to preserve Whimsicott. I think that Tailwind is going to be super important as the Water Spout is going to come out. And I'm hoping that Volcarona can live it, right? Volcarona does manage to live, which is super, super crucial because now we are going to be able to get Kyogre down to -2. And more importantly, we are going to be able to get rid of their Tailwind setter, assuming that we can get... Oh, eject button. That's really interesting tech. Probably Rillaboom. So most likely expect to see... What, a Fake Out onto... Yep, we are going to see the Rillaboom come out. So it's going to be, what, a Fake Out onto Weezing. I say we still go for another Struggle Bug. And then... Let's just try and chip away at this Kyogre as much as possible. We are in the spot where Regieleki is going to take pretty much nothing from... yeah, because we have a Selfist, we're going to take pretty much nothing from this Kyogre. As we are going to see a Grassy Glide come into the Weezing. Does a decent amount of chip. We are probably going to lose Regieleki. I mean, not Regieleki. We are probably going to lose Weezing. I should have probably gone for... a hit onto the Rillaboom, but we do have Regieleki with Extreme Speed, so we can... Oh, they also don't have Tailwind anymore. So I don't actually care that much. We can easily just pick up... We can go for Thunderbolt, honestly. We can Thunderbolt pretty freely into Rillaboom to pick up the knockout and just go for a Protect with Weezing. Yeah, and Kyogre is going to Protect. I think that is obviously the logical play. You don't really expect to see a Regieleki wanting to Thunderbolt into Rillaboom, but it is so low. I don't think it is Assault Vest, given the damage we saw last time. And yeah, it does go down. And so now, what? They have a Whimsicott. They have a -2 Kyogre with no Rain that really isn't doing that much at all. And we can threaten, obviously, with Regieleki just to go for... an Electro Web, as we do see Whimsicott come back out. And yeah, we have a very safe, at this point, Electro Web, as well as a Sludge Bomb onto the Whimsicott. And this Kyogre will go down from one more turn of Poison, which isn't obviously going to matter, as we do connect with... the... What is it called? The Electro Web, and now this Whimsicott is going to set up a Tailwind. I think that's fine. We still have a full health Calyrex in the back that we haven't even used at this point, as this Sludge Bomb will eliminate Whimsicott. So I think this really speaks to the power of Weezing, right? Where we were able to just put on a ton of control on this game just due to the fact that my opponent didn't have abilities, as their last is going to be Urshifu. So still definitely possible for them to come back. I say we go for, what, a Thunderbolt and a Will-O-Wisp? Calyrex can't do anything into Urshifu. We are going to see the Wicked Blow come out into probably Weezing. Into Aleki. Aleki holds on, and that is really critical. We are going to be able to get a significant chunk of damage, and then, yeah, at this range, we do unfortunately get a crit in return, and as well as we connect with the Will-O-Wisp, so we should be able just to go for the Extreme Speed, and the Extreme Speed obviously will outspeed, and then we can pick up the KO from there. So we just go Extreme Speed as well as a Sludge Bomb, and I think even if we hadn't gotten the crit, we still have Sludge Bomb, which should definitely do enough damage, because yeah, Urshifu just isn't really that bulky and can't take too many hits. But yeah, very good game to my opponent. I think it was tricky in a lot of times, but Weezing just has such ability to shut down teams. And yeah, that's all I can really say. And let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right. Probably last battle of the day. I think this is a good amount. This is a tricky one. We see a Calyrex, Lele, Regieleki with Amoonguss, Mineshow, and an Entei. This is tricky. I like Regieleki Calyrex. I also like Regieleki or Shifu. Calyrex, Regieleki. This is so risky. Or Shifu. Yeah, Weezing is pointless against other Calyrex teams. Swampert. Swampert has Wide Guard. Well, I mean, Volcarona is really just good for Mineshow. Yeah, because I don't think he can survive an Astro Barrage. Let's go with Swampert. Maybe I'll play around with Assault Vest Volcarona strictly to deal with Calyrex. I think it's a good option with things like Struggle Boom. No, Rillaboom is just better because it can knock out. Yeah, let's kind of see how this works. I think my opponent's lead will play a really, really big part in this, as we're gonna see Calyrex and Mineshow. So this is good for us, due to the fact that we have speed control. Oh god, we can't fake out because this is Assault Fest. I don't know. Yeah, I think we bring out Swampert. This is hard. Yeah, because now what we can. My hope is that Calyrex protects. Please have their Calyrex protect. I expect it just to actually Astro Barrage. We're going to see a Wide Guard from Mineshow. Okay, interesting. So not even going for anything here, as we are going to see, unfortunately, an Astro Barrage come out from them. And this is tricky, right? Because we expect to see... Swampert takes that. Swampert takes that better than I thought. Unfortunately, I can't live another one, but I can Wide Guard in return. So what I can do is I can Draining Kiss. I can Draining Kiss into your Mineshow and go for a Wide Guard of my own with Swampert to stop the Astro Barrage, because Calyrex usually does not have good answers for other Calyrex. Some of them do carry Shadow Ball, so that is obviously something to be weary of. But what I'm thinking is, what, Mineshow is most likely going to be sashed. So that means, yeah, we are going to see the Wide Guard come out here. So that's good for us as we set up our own Wide Guard. If they're not sashed on Mineshow, that's actually like perfect for us. So that's a thing. We lost the speed tie. We got hit with a Dark Pulse. That is a part of playing with Calyrex. Definitely a thing. We Thunderbolt into Calyrex and Liquidation into Mineshow. Because what, you're probably gonna Wide Guard Mineshow, expecting the speed drop, but like at the same time kind of irrelevant. I don't think Regieleki can KO. Yeah, we are gonna see the Wide Guard come out. I don't think we can KO the Calyrex from this range, which is definitely unfortunate. We are going to please pick up the... Nope. Yeah. Oh, we do get the paralysis. So hope. They are going to go for a Dark Pulse again and knock out Swampert. So now... Oh, now this is actually really good for us, right? Because of the fact that we are going to be able to outspeed with Urshifu. And so what we can do is we single target into Mineshaw with a Thunderbolt. We go for Wicked Blow into we Thunderbolt into Mineshaw, and we go for a Wicked Blow into whatever switches into this slot. Urshifu does have a Focus Sash, so we definitely can live a close combat from the Mineshaw. This means that we can then pick it off the subsequent turn. Calyrex is pretty much useless on their side. I mean, like, this is a 2v4, but I mean, it really depends on what they have in the back. If they have their own Alecki in the back, I can't beat that. Maybe. This is bulky Alecki. We are going to get the Thunderbolt off. We're going to see no switch. Mineshaw is going to unfortunately go down to its Sash. I hate that that thing has Sash. We take the close combat down to our Sash, and then we get to fire off a Wicked Blow into their Calyrex. So their Calyrex is gone. We do have the option just to go for Extreme Speed, or yeah, we can Extreme Speed into their Mineshaw to pick up the knockout that way. Yeah, I think it really will depend on what they have in the back. Let's see what it is. I want to be in bed. It is Entei. Entei has Sacred Fire. I want to Thunderbolt into Entei and Sucker Punch into Mineshaw. Mineshaw could go for Wide Guard. Actually, what I want to do is we Thunderbolt into Mineshaw, protect into Urshifu, expecting a Sacred Fire. No, you're not even going to Sacred Fire. You're going to Snarl. That also, I could have that. Yep, that's a thing. A lot of Mineshaws carry Feint now, and it makes a ton of sense why. Sucker Punch would have been the correct play there. I could have gone for a Sucker Punch and then gone for big damage, as we are going to take this Sacred Fire from Entei. It is, unfortunately, obviously going to pick up the burn, and then... Yeah, I mean, what? There's nothing that they can have in the back that we can come back from at this point. Just... yep, okay, so it is Lele. Lele, I think, is definitely a good option. I think there were definitely ways we could have set that up. Obviously, the Dark Pulse was a huge thing, and I could have definitely switched better. Curious as to how much this is going to do into Entei in the event that, like, we... Yeah, because that Sacred Fire... I don't think that Sacred Fire was for Shifu. Thunderbolt is going to do, yeah, a quarter, so nowhere near enough to be able to put us back into this game. So really good props to my opponent. I think they played really well. That Dark Pulse for sure was not something I was expecting. I felt like Shadow Ball might have made more sense, but at the same time, it was really cool tech to see. But yeah, let's... I don't like ending with a loss, so let's play one more and see how we can do. All right, hopefully the last battle of the day, and it is Zacian. It is Zacian Landorus with Urshifu, Mineshaw, Amoonguss, and Cinderace. So there's a lot of scary stuff, right? Mineshaw is obviously a pain. Landorus is a pain. Volcarona is really nice into Landorus, but at the same time, I mean, not into Landorus, into Zacian, into potentially other things as well, but it does have to worry about Rock Slide from Landorus. Calyrex is a really nice lead, especially if we could get some chip damage onto... Actually, Calyrex Volcarona is really safe. I forget if Rage Powder has higher priority than... what's it called? Sucker Punch. We can bring, I think, Aleki. Aleki is tempting. I definitely want Pert. I think Pert is a great answer to help deal with Zacian. Can deal with Landorus. It can deal with a couple other things. Regieleki is tempting as well. I'm gonna go with Regieleki for speed control. I think even though this is a bulkier variant, like we still should hopefully be able to break a sub on Zacian. And I think that is going to be really crucial. There is a lot of stuff to be afraid of. I think Cinderace having Sucker Punch is scary. Obviously, Landorus is, I mean, not Landorus. Well, Landorus is very scary. We are going to see Mineshaw or Shifu. So they do have the ability to hit through Protect. I obviously want to switch out as fast as possible into something that is not Calyrex. So what we have, so Calyrex is going to go bye-bye into Swampert, as we are going to go for, let's just go for a Rage Powder. I think in the event that don't go for a Fake Out with Mineshaw, which I think, like, it is not unheard of. And Swampert is fairly bulky, so I should be able to live a hit. We are going to see, yep, the Fake Out into Volcarona, as we are going to get Flame Body to activate, which is huge because we're going to just chip away a ton of damage, as we are going to see, yep, the Wicked Blow come out from Urshifu into Swampert. There is a chance that this Urshifu is banded, because you have two things competing for the Focus Sash, but at the same time, like, the damage wasn't that much. But at this point, we can pretty safely go for let's go for a Liquidation into the Urshifu slot, and then just go for a Rage Powder with Volcarona, just trying to redirect Urshifu as much as possible. I do hopefully want to get a burn onto Urshifu. It still means we can't bring out Calyrex safely, but that's obviously not that big a deal. Mineshaw just going to go for a close combat, getting some good damage as we do proceed to continue to chip away at it. I'm guessing you're just trying to set up for the Wicked Blow to pick up the knockout. So this Wicked Blow is going to do not enough for the knockout, which is actually really good for us. I would have really liked a Flame Body to trigger, but Liquidation would love to pick up a knockout with it, but just Swampert unfortunately has this very, very, very low damage output. But we are in a position to live another Wicked Blow from this Urshifu, so I think at this point we can go pretty safely for a Liquidation and just another Rage Powder. That'll let us bring out That'll let us bring out Aleki pretty safely, and from that range, like from the range Urshifu's at, we can pick up a knockout there, as well as threaten a double knockout onto onto the Mineshaw. We are going to see Landorus come out, which is pretty fine, right? Because of the fact that we are just trying to chip away at things. I think with the Liquidation, that should be a really good spot for us. We can't bring out, we can't bring out, we cannot bring out Aleki, but we can bring out, well, we know it's Zacian in the back, and we've just lost our best answer to Zacian. What do we do now? Let's see how much this Liquidation does. Liquidation is gonna do, it's gonna do half. Very good amount. We are gonna be able to recover. So now what we can do is we can we can bring out Calyrex. We can actually just single target into Urshifu. I mean, not Urshifu, into the Landorus. I think at this range, yeah, an Expanding Force should be able to pick up the knockout, and then what we can do is we can like cycle out. So what we can do is we go for a Liquidation onto Mineshaw. Mineshaw has taken 2 close combats, so I don't expect it to live. And then I feel like this should, barring a Assault Vest Landorus, I don't see how a half health Landorus can live an Expanding Force, right? And you Wide Guard with Mineshaw, trying to go for the Earthquake. Ideally, you switch Manchao into Urshifu. That would be great. Because that means I do have to give up my boost. Unfortunately, we are going to see a disconnect, so no way of knowing what would happen. Let's quickly take a look. What is your stats? This is a fairly speedy Zacian, so I'm pretty sure I would be able to KO with Calyrex at +1. We are going to see Assault Vest. So, I mean, it was Assault Vest on Landorus, but there's also no investment. So I think it definitely would have been close. Interesting that you still carry Fly, regardless, or even though you can't Dynamax. I think that's a really interesting choice. The Focus Sash was on Urshifu. So that is actually really good to know. We are going to see no Protect either, despite the fact that you have... I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, you have the Focus Sash. Red card on Manchao, and... Oh, because we never... because it just took recoil damage. Yeah, that's true. Pretty standard Manchao. It did have Ally Switch and Wide Guard. Manchao, like I said, it's just so versatile. Citrus and Moongus and Life Orb on Cinderace. I'm guessing Sucker Punch. Yep. Okay. So yeah, that didn't count. Let's play one more and hopefully have a full battle. All right, last battle of the night, and whew, it is Tapu Lele Gengar with Charizard, a Tyranitar, Blastoise, and Necrozma. Necrozma has Prism Armor. I mean, Calyrex or Shifu. Calyrex or Shifu is pretty great here. I do like Volcarona. Burning stuff is always just kind of fun. This team is very physical. It does have to worry about Tyranitar, but I think Swampert as a good answer to that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, nothing here should outspeed Calyrex. We do have what is it called? Close Combat for the Tyranitar, which is really the only thing to worry about. We do have Swampert as well as Volcarona in the back, both of which are pretty good answers into Swampert. I mean, not Swampert, into Tyranitar. Obviously, if we can set up, that would be ideal. So let's kind of see. I feel like there has to be some kind of trick to this team. Like something has a Choice Scarf, particularly for what is it called? Has a Choice Scarf for Calyrex, right? We are going to see Blastoise with Gengar. I don't know what. Is it Scarf Gengar? I can't see a reason why this play. Oh, it's Fake Out. Oh, okay. Fake Out on Blastoise. I always really love that tech. I'm guessing it's not Sash. Oh, it is Sash Gengar. So now you can just KO my Calyrex with a Shadow Ball. Oh. That's cool. Let's switch out Calyrex into Swampert and Wicked Blow into Sucker Punch into Blastoise. I think if we can get rid of Blastoise, Volcarona is in a really good spot. But obviously we do need to get rid of it. Sucker Punch is going to come out, please. Love it. And now what? Gengar goes for a Shadow Ball, which is, I mean, it makes sense. You didn't really expect the switch. Swampert takes it not as well as I would have liked, but thankfully there is Leftovers recovery. And now we do threaten really good damage onto the Gengar as well as the Necrozma, which I do probably not expect to see switch in. It is a toss-up, right? It does make sense to bring it in. I don't... So what? Necrozma... Oh, Tyranitar. So that's going to knock out Gengar. I'm fine to liquidation into Tyranitar and go for a protect with Urshifu, just with the idea that, hey, I really want to... We're going to see the Gengar withdraw. I think that was a very, very smart play, as in comes Necrozma. I do... Okay, liquidation goes first, so that's actually really good to know that we are faster, and we do come very close to 2-hit KOing this Tyranitar. And so that, we are faster too, so what we can do actually is just go straight, once again, for the liquidation, and just out of curiosity, there are 2 turns of Trick Room left, so we liquidation into Tyranitar, and we just go for a Sucker Punch onto... Yeah, Sucker Punch onto Necrozma. You could... Yeah, that's definitely the safest play, right? We are going to connect with it and do a pretty decent chunk. We are going to see, unfortunately, a weakness policy trigger, but I think that that's fine just due to the fact that there are 2 turns of Trick Room left. And so what we can do if need be, because their last one is Gengar. Okay, we do pick up the KO here. So even if they pick up a double knockout, it's fine because we can just protect. We are going to see the Sunsteel Strike come out, most likely into the, what is it called, the Urshifu. And now what we can do is Gengar will come out. It will faint to the Sand Chip, because we did see the Focus Sash, so we know it doesn't have something like Safety Goggles. And what that'll let us do is Volcarona. Yeah, because now Volcarona is in a really good place, because we can just go for the, what is it called, the Heat Wave. And then we can, I mean, you can Trick Room with Necrozma, but I think given what you're staring down, you can't really afford that luxury. We can go for a Yawn into Necrozma as well as just a protect. Yeah, because I don't want to take extra damage on the Volcarona from this Gengar. And so what I'm thinking, right, is we can threaten to sleep, so that way even if they are able to set up a second Trick Room, like, yeah, because there's no way that Gengar is going to go before Swampert. They could have, what, like, Rain Dance, maybe? We are going to see the Photon Geyser into Volcarona, so not a big deal there, as they are going to go for an Energy Ball, which is interesting tech. But they are going to, like I said, go down to the Sand, which means that we are going to be able to bring out Calyrex pretty unopposed, and we do have Rage Powder with Volcarona, so we can prevent any single target moves from hitting Calyrex and then pick up the knockout this way. So yeah, I think really good games so far. I really have been enjoying using this Calyrex team. Obviously, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my 5 rental teams. This is one of them. I guess I can't really think of much of what else much to say. I feel like I go back and forth on my feelings about Series 10, where sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but Calyrex is definitely one of my favorite restricteds, and having another chance to play it has been really great. I have so much fun with it. I really like this team. I think it does some really cool stuff, and I don't want to say like breaks the norm on what Calyrex does, but you do see a little bit of, I think, more interesting strategies with it. So yeah, overall very happy with it. Make sure to check out the code in the description, check out the giveaway, and yeah, look forward to more games with this team as well as other teams. And until next time, I hope